And for you guys out there, be careful because this is happening on a regular. I just got up not too long ago. All right, so basically, okay, so this woman uh, from, I think she was from the South somewhere, she befriends me on, I think it was Instagram or something like that, right? She's like 40 years old, got a son. And so, you know, I don't do the whole just talking back and forth unless I'm video chatting because I don't know if you're a man or not. So she hits me on video chat, we're chatting, whatever. And then, I mean, we would talk like maybe once or twice a week. Then she got to talking about how she needed, how she was planning on moving to out here to Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, like, you moving to Ohio, whatever. And the next time I talked to her, it's like the fifth call. Next time I talked to her, she was like, a nice little shirt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Trying to show off her little body or whatever. I was like, okay, you know. She's like, yeah, we gonna get together, yada yada yada. I was like, okay, whatever. And then she was just like, I need some money. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need some money for what? She's like, yeah, I need some money. I'm trying to get out there, yada yada yada. And she's like, a long way from here. So she's like, I'm trying to move out there, move my family out there, so on and so forth. All right, so somebody who needs some money to move, all right, they don't need no little bit of money. They don't need no $50. That's not even gonna cover her bus ticket. You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about catching a flight and all this other stuff, just mad expensive stuff. So and automatically I was just like, for one, I can't afford that, in my head. Then I just told her straight up, I said, after questioning her, all kind of red lights, went off in my head. Like this chick is trying to scam you. That's why she was trying to show her chest and all that other stuff. That she really trying to, get at your pockets. That's how they do. They talk to you for a while, make you think that everything's good, and then all of a sudden they come out with what they need. You know what I'm saying? They figure a guy's just gonna pay off of a few, bits of conversation. That's how stupid they think that we are. You know what I'm saying? And you're 40 years old. I'm just like, listen, if you was maybe 25 and you tried that, that might work on an old man like me. But most likely it won't. Because for one, your game wasn't tight enough. It didn't make sense in what you were saying. Not to mention, you didn't have a particular number that you wanted. You just had all this stuff that you wanted to do all of a sudden and then wanted to put it all on me. I'm just like, no, I'm like, I'm not your, like, I'm not smashing. I'm not your man. I don't have nothing to do with you. So basically, I told her, I said, I just made it simple. I said, listen, I can't afford you. She was just like, I ain't never had a man tell me she couldn't afford me. Now, mind you, the whole time we was talking before she asked me for money, she got to talking about how she liked older men. She talked about when she was, a teenager, how her mother told her, don't come home broke. She's like, my mama told me don't come home broke. She's like, when I was 16, I took a 50-year-old guy to the prom. I just like, oh, wow, you do like older men. In some states, 16 years old, you're emancipated. So, you know, you guys who think that's a big deal, go look up the law. Nonetheless, this is what she's telling me. It ain't had nothing to do with me. So I was just like, okay. So basically, she was saying since I'm in my 50s and she's in her 40s, she was saying how she's attracted to older men. That's what the whole gist was. And I was like, okay, you're attracted to older men. There are a lot of women, attracted to older men. And then the next call, she hit me with all the stuff that she needed. I'm just like, at 40 years old, you're not going to uh, leave a man spellbound, not unless you're a Holly Berry 40 years old. That's different. I've seen some 40-year-old women who were just stunning. You're not. You're not gorgeous. You're not beautiful. You are average. Okay. And you're trying to scam me. And I knew it. So I just told her that I couldn't afford her. And she said, I ain't never had a man say he can't afford me. I said, well, I can't afford you. I don't make enough money for what you're trying to do. I never heard from her again. So I'm saying all this to say, you guys who are, you know, even if you're a regular like me, I'm not a simp. I'm just an ordinary guy. I've helped out people online before who needed a couple dollars to get something to eat. That's not simping. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they kept coming back to me, we didn't, I'd be like, nah, I'm not, no, we're not doing that. But I've sent a couple dollars for somebody who need, some $50 for somebody who needs something to eat. But I ain't never sent out no hundreds of dollars for somebody who, nah, I'm not doing that. Especially if I don't know you. So I'm just saying those type of women are out there, and especially if they're younger and they got a crazy body, and they're making you think that you're gonna get to touch them. Yeah, you might you might go ahead and try to invest in that, but it's a loss. Now I've had another young lady that was on Instagram, of course, again on Instagram. Now this woman I've seen all over the place, uh, as far as on YouTube, and oh, well, you can see her on YouTube, you see her on Instagram. I mean, this woman's body is crazy. She's like 20, 22. I mean, she's gorgeous, just a thick, but she always has her body. I mean, she wears a G string around town. I mean, that's who she is. So she was talking, to me on Instagram, and she goes on Instagram and literally asks people to pay her just because of the way she looks. For no other reason than I look good, you should pay me. This is how these women think. Like, we're not getting nothing out of giving you anything, but you look good, so we should pay you. This is how they do. And I said something to her. I said, like, yeah, you look good, yada, yada, yada. And I said, I would love to see you in, so on and so forth. She was like, well, go ahead and send me and she was like, uh, in order for us to meet up, you have to send me $1,000. $1,000. She says, I was like, what's the $1,000 for? She's like, you don't understand how this works. I clearly I don't. And I told her, I said, I don't pay for sex. I'm not going to send you $1,000, and I know I'll never hear from you again. Heck, you'll probably cut me off of Instagram. Like, look, I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a sucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you some $20 or something like that because you're hungry. Okay, I can see that. You're hungry here. Get a sandwich on me. I pay it to ties or whatever. That's cool. But the woman asked me to send her $1,000, and she wanted me to buy her fancy clothing and stuff like that. Hey man, uh, could you shout out my friend? Like why? What's going on? Shout out your friend. Like who's your friend and what's going on with them? Make it make sense to me. But yeah, so she just wanted me to send her $1,000. I was like, no, I'm not sending that. And then she tried to, and then after that, she tried to embarrass me, talking about this guy is all in my DM. I got receipts. I was like, yeah, because I don't pay for sex, you know. And so that was it. I stopped talking to her. Could you give him a shout out? What's going on? Just say hey to Ray. I don't know. I feel like I'm being trolled or something. But yeah. So just letting you guys know that be careful of these women online, these pretty girls online. They are trying to scam you. If they're talking about says, give your friend, can you give your friend Ray a shout out? I don't know who Ray is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That almost worked. That almost, that almost worked. I knew I was being trolled, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, now the thing about that is you came on a channel where I don't get a lot of people asking me, to give anyone a shout out. And so in light of that, I actually read through it and saw the very ignorant joke you were trying to pull. Uh yeah, and of course, eventually I'll block you. But that was a good try. That was a good try. At any rate, so yeah, so Instagram is full of pretty women who are trying their best to scam you out of money. They're trying to get you to buy them stuff, and they have no interest in you. They're not coming to see you. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to hear from you again. All they are is pretty, and they're in pictures, and you think that you have a chance of seeing these females, but you do not. You don't have not one chance at these women. You have no chance at all. And even if they were in your city and you did get to meet them, they're going to milk you for every dollar and you're going to get nothing. You think you're going to sleep with them? You're not. You're not going to get anything out of these females. You're not. They're just pretty. They're not going to put a notch under their belt for an average guy. They're just not going to do it. So for those of you average guys out there like me, I'm average looking, I make average money, I live in an average townhouse, I'm average. I know that I'm not going to get an Instagram chick and all of a sudden be walking around with her and bagging her, what I'm saying, sleeping with her and stuff. It's not going to happen. Any chick that's going to roll with me, it's just going to be a regular, degular chick. She's not going to be a high rolling Instagram model. They will lose credibility running around with the regular guy. It makes no financial sense to them for them to do anything with a regular guy like me. It just doesn't make any sense. They're going to try to, especially while they're young, they're going to try to get with someone who is on their level or higher so they can keep getting paid off of their looks while they can. So you guys like, and another thing I talked about scammers that are on Plenty of Fish. I no longer deal with Plenty of Fish because the majority of people that you're going to run into on Plenty of Fish, like those girls are just not, and they're regular women. You might get a couple to respond, you might get a number or two, but these 40-year-old women act like they're in their 20s. You got whole kids that you done pushed out, and now someone's interested in you, and you're acting like you're 20 again, virgin cooch, and you got all these options just because an average dude is interested in you. It's just like, get out of here. So they'll get you too. And sometime if they don't want to video chat with you, that's how you can get rid of a scammer quickly, is ask them to video chat with you. But if the woman is a scammer and she still wants to video chat with you, just give it a couple chats before she starts asking for money. What she's first going to do is she's going to have a need for something. She's going to put it out there. She's not going to waste too much time with you. She's gonna say whatever she needs. She needs to catch a flight here. She needs the money for to do this. She needs money to do that. And I mean, and to nullify that, just say, yeah, I hope you get that money. Like, yeah, wow, that's a lot of stuff you need to do. I really hope you get, those funds. She's not going to like that. That's when the conversation is going to go downhill. And especially if you tell her, yeah, I couldn't afford to do, man, whoever's going to give you that money, that's going to be a rich guy because I can't afford to do any of that. She's not going to talk to you again. Just letting you guys know out there, you deal with any female that starts calling you and starts asking you for money. She starts video chatting you. She's dressed and sultry. She's shaking her boobs. She's doing any of that stuff. You're about to get scammed. Now, some of you don't mind being scammed just because you need attention. And I understand that. Like the scammers over there in Jamaica and that whole system they got going on, scamming the white people. Once that whole ring was, shut down, they were talking to some of the victims, and the victims told them, they said, yeah, we knew we were being scammed. The white folks who was paying 20,000 for a phone call, it's like, yeah, we knew we're old. Nobody's talking to us. Yes, we knew we were being scammed. We gladly gave up that money because they were sweet to us. So there are some people out there who really don't mind being like a woman's giving you some attention on a video call for a half an hour. They're like, hey, what you 100, 200, $300 here. That's it, especially if they're retired and they got money in the bank. That's nothing to them. That's nothing. They got a chance to have communication with a beautiful woman. And it's look, they're old, they're not getting out the house, nobody's coming to see them, their kids aren't talking to them. Loneliness is a terrible thing. And if they can get a half an hour with a gorgeous, 22-year-old, why would they not do that? So I understand some of you want to get scammed. And then it's not even a scam. Well, it's still a scam. Legally, it's a scam because those guys still got arrested. But for those of you who are not looking to get scammed and you're like, I'm not interested in none of this. If a woman starts talking to you and she starts talking about money with the first few calls, she is a scammer. That is illegal. All right? It's illegal. So I'm just waking you guys up. I'm old, so I don't expect some 21-year-old to come to me and try to give me some draws. I just had something like that happen when I was in Memphis. Some girl, walked right up on me. She was 24 years old. Little chocolate black girl was like, yeah, let's do this, that, and the third. And I was like, so how old are you, a prostitute? No, I'm not blah, blah, blah. She got upset. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, you give me a few bucks and we can go and do this, that, and the third. I bought her some lunch and I peeled. I was like, here's 20 bucks. Get something to eat. I peeled. I was out. Yes, but the thing about me is, I'm like my value is going downhill, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not as athletic as I used to be. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple wrinkles. I'm 53 years old. I don't have the back or the time to put into all, jumping up and down on you. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm an average. I don't mind being an average dude. I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Uh, and I'm not really out there so women can get at me that much anymore either. I got the father. Well, that I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really so much interested in jumping into bed with you. I'll admire you though. I told the girl, in Memphis, I said, listen, let me look at you. I'll look at you. I mean, she was a cute little chocolate thing, but she wanted to jump in bed and do all this. And I was like, nah, I'm good. But I look at you, like I was like, come here, let me look at you. Stand still for a minute. I appreciate beauty, but all that other stuff I just wasn't into. It's just like it's not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then somebody young will come across my way, and it's the same thing for me. Hey, I'll admire you. I'll get you something to eat. You know what I'm saying? We could eat, and so I can look at you and then go back to my little fortress of solitude and live my life because I don't like the confusion that young people bring. I don't like the how fast the young people are moving, uh, and I appreciate a good looking woman. So, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a point where I can't appreciate just a good looking female. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, she was. I mean, she had no makeup on either. She was just a pretty chocolate girl. But another thing that turned me off and not want to be around her because she was talking about doing drugs and she was talking about how she did this type of drug and that type of drug and then got to talking about her ex boyfriend and and all those things were just red flags to me. I'm thinking you're gonna get me alone and call them up and then have me robbed. I was like, nah, we not. I'm going about my business, But here, buy yourself something to eat, and I'm good. So I said, I'll give you $20. Here you go. I did get to look at you. You know what I'm saying? You did stand still for about like literally 3 seconds, and I just got a chance to just like, I was worth $20. That was worth it. She was a good looking woman. I was like, that's that 24. I don't get to see 24. So I say, here, get yourself a sandwich. And I left her alone. That was it. I walked away. I just walked, went and mind my own business because I don't. She sounded like she was a whole lot of trouble and a whole lot of confusion, and something bad was about to go down. And she was trying to convince me. No, she was like, no, go get some rubbers and let's do. I was like, no, I don't want to do all that. I don't know what she does. I wasn't sticking around to find out. Um, but when she got to talking about she does coke and all that, she was like, "Don't judge me." I was like, "I'm not." I said, "But look, look, I don't do none of the stuff you do." I said, "I'm a square. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I'm just a regular dude. So me and you ain't gonna." She's like, "Yeah, but let's have sex." I was like, "No, nah, I'm good. Nah." You know what I'm saying? We not doing that. You're not getting me naked and then I'm getting robbed. Nah, you know. So I bounced. She tried her best to get me to stay. I was just like, nope. She was she was really trying to convince me to get out my pants. And she could have been real. She could have been really horny, you know what I'm saying, and really attracted to me. She was real aggressive, that was for sure. I mean, real to the point, like, let's go, get a room and all this other stuff. And I was like, listen, I'm not gonna do whatever this is. It's not me. You know what I'm saying? But, if I can stare at you for, a good 5 minutes, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I like looking at young women. You know what I'm saying? I like a 25-year-old in shape. They got the whole, the stomach is still a stomach and it's not a, it's still one piece. When you get older, you got different parts of the stomach now. You got to identify on a woman. I'm not really. I mean, it's like I understand you have children, but sometimes I like to look at one solid, yeah, just this is a stomach and this is a stomach. Okay. Yeah, they get older. It's just like, well, this is the upper stomach. This is the middle. This is a fupa. This is, women get older. They like, oh, this is the under the. Nah, you get them 25 and under. It's just the stomach to them. Yeah. So yeah. So it. Well, I've never been scanned on OnlyFans because I do not go on OnlyFans. I'm not paying for nothing. I'm not paying for that. No, just to see me. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can see the same thing for free on Tumblr. You want to look at a beautiful girl running around in a bikini, you can see that on YouTube. These girls are running around naked on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to see the little two dots here and a one dot here, you can go on Tumblr and look at it. Yeah, on Reddit. Like I'm not, why would I pay you? You know, even Bernie Mac, the Bernie Mac show, the little dark skinned chocolate girl that was on there. Now she's a whole grown woman. She's 31 years old. She has an OnlyFans. Like I'm not. Like no. Like no. We already see you in a bikini. I'm good. I'm good right there. I don't need this. I don't need to see the rest of what else is going. It's not gonna. If you cover the face, we're not gonna know who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's you now. We feel closer to you. That's your body. Like, nah, get out of here. It's just not going to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I just don't see the need. But nonetheless, females on OnlyFans making $20,000 a month. Listen, that old lady, that married white woman, y'all see that story? How that married white woman, her husband was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do an OnlyFans," and she dressed up as Mrs. Whatever. She had this whole secret name, and she just, dressed up as a schoolgirl or dressed up as a dominatrix or whatever. She's making $150,000 a month. $150,000. In 10 months, she's a millionaire. Actually, less than that. Come on. Oh. And I looked at that woman. I'm like, this is an average looking woman. Yeah, she's an average looking woman. And then the females are the ones who came at her and told her kids, they called up the Christian school that her kids go to. They kicked those kids out of class. Told those kids, your mother's a hoe, get out. And the kids still had stuff that was left there. They said, you can't even come in here and get your stuff your kids left. Your mom's a hoe. I'm like, you think the other mothers who are up in there ain't hoeing around? You're fooling yourself. This is a Christian school. We all know there's some hoes up in here, up in here. All right, cut that out. But yeah, but she's married. Her husband knows what she does. They were just like, hey, go for it. They're, like I said before in some of my other videos, women, you don't have to cheat on your man to be a freak. Some of you, especially you black women, you're doing it wrong. You're going out and cheating on your man and you're losing a damn good man over some D for a night. And he don't want you anymore. Don't do that. There's all kind of adventurous things that you guys can do just as a couple and keep a healthy marriage. My cousin thought about joining an OnlyFans. I have an OnlyFans for refrigerator repairs. I don't do anything with it, but I was like, shoot, I'm not going to get on there and show any belly. But if I can get on there and market something people want to see. So what I did was I went on YouTube. I'll read that comment in a minute. What I did was I went on YouTube and I noticed how the refrigerator repair guys would only show you certain snippets of the repair. And when it got down to what you really wanted to know, they wanted you to pay for it. I said, you can only fans that. You can only fans that. Like OnlyFans isn't just, for sexual content. It's just that that's what's making money. I mean, there's females who are driving Mercedes Benz who was just got done working at Winn Dixie. These girls went, look, there's the one teacher. The one chick was a teacher, the white woman with a banging body. She was a teacher. And what she did was she started twerking on YouTube. And she noticed that how many people loved it. Well, she's thick, though. I mean, it's a good looking woman. And she noticed how many people loved her twerk videos. She quit teaching. She's like, I'm done. I don't need to, YouTube is paying me with teaching will never pay me. I'm done. I'm done teaching. My cousin thought about joining an OnlyFans because she told me people be DM her trying to give her money based on how she's looking. I'm like, oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, people will give you money. That's what I'm saying. There's scammers, there's simps, there's people who want to be scammed. There's a lot of lonely people in the world, trust me. The thing about OnlyFans is you actually need the fans. Yeah, you can have an OnlyFans. It's like a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? You can have a bomb mixtape, but if nobody buys it, nobody cares. If you're on only, if you have an OnlyFans, and nobody wants to look at you, then good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? You're probably paying more than it's costing you more just to have an OnlyFans or whatever. I don't know how it goes. Good morning. How are you? From the deck of sauce. Yeah, so there are scammers out there, but the women who I'm talking about actually tried to scam me out of some money. Hey, happy Saturday from Miami. Wow. Oh, hey, PR Beauty, how are you doing today? Now that is a beautiful woman. Now, if she needed some lunch money, yeah. Yes, I would buy her dinner. Yes, there's no doubt about it. If PR needed a couple dollars for the dinner, boy, then I'm gonna have to say it. I would do it. See, so there's people who are willing to pay a few dollars for a pretty woman, and then there's females who are trying to scam you. But yeah, oh yeah, the fake profile. Now, if you go on to okay, so here's where a lot of women are. A lot of women are on Plenty of Fish, and a lot of those profiles are fake. They're actually men. And so they'll have this young woman there, and you can tell that it's a man because it'll have the picture of the woman and some whatever. She'll be like 21, 18, or whatever, and some whatever. And then when you start looking at the profile description is very short. It's just something that they, pasted, they clicked, cut, and then pasted from somebody else's profile. They only one line, and then when you go down, there's nothing left. Oh yeah, honey, I'm sorry. You just look. You just do it for me. You just do it for me. Woo! You are magical. That is one fine woman right there. But nonetheless, so they cut and paste, and then boom, so it's a guy. And then at one time, the guy is trying to chat it up with me, and I'm like, I know you're a guy, but you look like a woman, but I know you're a guy. So what he did was, I said, listen, I only video chat because I don't know if you're a guy or not. Before it's acceptable, it must be presentable. Okay. And so what he did was he sent me a picture or of the woman that he's supposed to be with the date of like yesterday's date or today's date, saying, "Oh, this is really me." Like you could have got that from anywhere. Like I still don't, and I was like, "No, it's video chat or nothing." So they didn't want a video chat, and I was like, "Yeah, it's nothing. You're a whole man, and you're probably from not even from this country." So, I've dealt with a lot of people trying to scam me online, you know what I mean? And I'm just, disseminating this. But I agree, be careful. There are also too many Yeah. Yeah, there's way too many fake profiles out there, and Plenty of Fish is where you're going to see a lot of them. That's why I don't, whenever they send me an email, I don't really care. I don't want to do anything on my profile. I have met some real people on Plenty of Fish, and got some phone calls on there. But the older women are really acting like they're 20. And I'm just like, you got, you know, like I said, you got children you've already pushed out. Like it's lady, it's not the same. Just because I'm older doesn't mean I still don't know what the value in a woman is. I'm not trying to have any children, but unless you're in super duper shape, because you do have some older women who are in great shape. Unless you got that body that will just do it for me on every level. I mean, you got to look like PR beauty. If you don't look like her, then I'm not gonna go that extra mile for you. But if you look like PR, then yeah, I'd probably catch a flight. There's no doubt about it. I would be on the next train. Yeah, yeah, I'd be on the next train. There's just no doubt about that. Yeah, my old ass would be garçon. I'd be all on plane flight to yeah. I'd spend that cash in a heartbeat. Especially now because I know I'll make it back. You know what I'm saying? My little hustles is doing right by me, so I can do stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I thought about going to Pittsburgh today and then coming back today just to go to the arts festival, but I'm not going to go. I should. I'm not really doing anything. I should go to the art festival, but that's a 2 hour drive each way. No, I'm the truth, baby. Hey, I still I still value like PR. I still value a good looking woman. I mean, and I've dated some older. I've dated women who are in the 60s and just killing the game just fine. But for somebody in their 40s, to act like they're still, nearly a virgin and you got like grown kids, you're still playing that, box game like my box is worth. I'm like, well, if you want a guy to do all this waiting and all this other stuff you got going on, that's fine. You trying to get a guy to buy you all this other stuff. I'm like, if that's your game, that's fine with me. But I'm not going to play that game with you. I'm not. I don't expect a woman to be a hoe either, but I expect you to be realistic. The box is just not the same anymore. It's just not. It's just not the same. And unless you got something extraordinary going on, I'm really not going to do all this forfeiting and all this. Like recently, I was going to go see somebody in Pittsburgh. Next thing you know, things start falling apart. And then, you know, one phone call, she called me. I was like, nah, don't come. It's like, well, I'm not going to be able to, hang out with you because of, reasons I didn't understand. And in my head, I'm thinking, do I still try to pursue this? Well, the answer is no. I was like, okay, well, I erased the number and kept going. Like I'm not. We're older now. We're not in high school. We're not in college. Hell, I had great success in college. I mean, it was easy in college. They just walk right up to you and hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? But this is not high school, so I'm not chasing you nowhere. Especially if I have to drive 2.5 hours to come see you, and then it's no, you don't want to see. Okay, fine. It's Pittsburgh. There are beautiful women everywhere in Pittsburgh. Yeah. In your honest opinion, Tone, if a guy pays for an OnlyFans, is he a simp? Okay. If a guy pays, in my honest opinion, if you pay for an OnlyFans, okay. So I break it down like this: whose OnlyFans is it? If PR Beauty had an OnlyFans, I would pay for it because I'm really attracted to her, and she knows this. It's not going anywhere. I mean, she lives in a whole other country. PR lives in another country, so but she's gorgeous. So if she had an OnlyFans, absolutely. Is it simping? No, because her running around in a two piece is you know it's not like I'm going to be sitting up here thinking I'm going to get this woman. It's just that I wanted to see you in a two piece, and this is the only opportunity I have. So here's $25 to look at you in a two piece. Thank you very much. I'm good. I can't really equate that to simping. Here's what I consider simping. If there was a woman who you did not know, and uh, you decided that, or she came to you with some kind of issue, her baby, this, her, and I've had women do this to me. My child needs Pampers. There's a woman I had slept with like once, ain't seen her in years, and then she gets pregnant by another dude and didn't want to deal with me. And then she comes next time I see her, we're talking, and she's like, "Yeah, my child needs Pampers." I'm like, "What you telling me for?" Like if I would have bought her child Pampers, that's simping to me because you're a whole grown woman who made a whole grown decision with another grown man. So absolutely not. That was the end of our conversation. Next time I saw her, that same child was 13 years old. That's the next conversation we had. So yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying your kids nothing. I'm not buying you your baby diapers when you had a chance with me and you didn't take it. Hello, John. Yes, I do. Hardly on there. My job keeps me too busy. I'm always in my trouble. Yeah, she does a lot. I mean, she's and not only that, but PR is a classy person. And this is one of the reasons why her value is through the roof. It's because of her class. You can get a pretty hood chick, and some people like hood chicks. Now, hood chicks got flavor. But you can get somebody who just has no class at all, but nonetheless they look kind of okay. I've had that experience not too long ago. Like you're really good looking, but you have no class whatsoever, and you want me to come out $1,000 just so you can brag that you got another dude for $1,000, knowing I'm not going to see no parts of that, body whatsoever. No, no, I'm good. I really appreciate a woman who values her work, right? Yet, I'd like to give you the opportunity to view me if you don't mind dropping your IG. Yeah, good luck with that because she's a whole. Uh, she's got way too much class going on and not time for the okey doke. So yeah, shoot your shot. Um, but I value every time she spends time on here talking to me or talking to us because we like to cover some good topics. And she breaks out her little tea and and chimes in and gives me some good insight because she's well traveled. So, like I said, her value is through the roof. When you're dealing with somebody who is actually doing things, it's just a whole different flavor than someone who's just taking pictures and saying, "Look at my boobs." No, I like you can go on Instagram and look at these girls, and when you start scrolling down, it's just them dressed up in things and it's boring to me. Now, ones who are traveling, ones who are associating themselves with, interesting people, now that I look at, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's somebody that, I was like, oh, I'd like to get to know that person. And that person is doing things, in all kind of areas. Like Yandy. You guys don't know who Yandy is. She's on one of the Love and Hip Hop shows. Yandy is somebody who, for one, she's good looking. Uh, but for another thing, what Yandy did was she yeah, I know you do. When I have the little time, yeah, and I appreciate the time that you spend chatting it up with us. Uh, so what Yandy did was when the guys in prison in New York were not getting blankets, Yandy went out there with a crew of people and stood in the streets and was telling the guys, if you're not getting blankets, it was cold, it's cold in the prisons. If you guys don't have blankets, bang on the window. So she had these guys banging on the windows and making it public so everybody knows how the prison system is treating the men that are in the jails in New York. Now that made her value just go through the roof. It made her respect value go through. I mean, she has a guy, but I'm just saying that type of person, like when you see people hanging around with that type of person or doing those type of things, their value just goes up. to a level where you'll, for one, you'll probably never see them on OnlyFans because they don't have time for that. And they're the type of people you want to mix it up with because they're actually doing things in the community. So there's that. But yeah, OnlyFans is, I don't consider it simping. I consider it that you obviously want to see whoever this woman is in some kind of sexual form, and that's how you get your rocks off. I mean, there's worse. There's a lot worse than OnlyFans out there. There's people doing a lot worse than OnlyFans. So the OnlyFans is a legitimate trade. I mean, you look, sex is always going to sell. The female body is always going to be worth some kind of financial transaction. There will always be a transaction for the female body, for the not ability to reproduce, but just for the thought that you could attempt to reproduce with this beautiful specimen that God has put before you, even though you know there is not one solid chance that it will ever happen. But this 21-year old is showing you the whole, the full money. Well, younger females hold a lot more power than older females when it comes to just appearance. Older females hold a lot more power when it comes to younger females when it comes to value. So you can get a 35-year-old who knows the whole game and is trying to put you onto the game. She has way more value than that 21-year-old who you're not trying to mate with. You're just trying to sleep with. A 35-year-old will save your life. A 21-year-old will take it. So what's wrong with just talking with women and trying and giving her the chance actually want to give herself to you? There's a good chance she doesn't want to give herself to you. See, what you're talking about is, in my book, okay, for one, you got to start off with reality. You got to look at who you are. That's what you got to do. You got to look at yourself and then you got to rate yourself and go, you know, this is what I realistically could get when it comes to a counterpart. Now you could shoot your shot at someone who is ridiculously beautiful, and sometimes that works. Can you get that person? Maybe. Can you keep them? That's going to be a little harder. So there's nothing wrong with you presenting yourself to a woman, is what I'm saying. Go ahead. Any gorgeous woman out there, present yourself. I've shot my shot at beautiful women, and listen, I had one lady turn me down so beautiful, it was just, I would have bought her and her husband dinner because she was just so graceful the way she shot me down. I appreciated it. I, I was like, you need some new shoes? Like, lady, what you need? Like, thank you very much for turning me down with such grace, and it just made me value her even more because I'm like, whoever your man is, he is on point. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, present yourself, shoot your shot, get yourself out there. You'll never know unless you got yourself out there. But be realistic. And if she is showing some resistance, if you're starting to get a negative vibe, don't keep doing it. Don't waste your money. You shot your shot. She said no. Uh, or if she's stringing you along just to get some money out of you, and you gave her a couple dollars and, she's still showing you interest, if you cut off the money, she's going to cut you off. And you could try it. You cut the money off, she's going to, if she's still talking to you, she says she doesn't care about the money, she cares about you. Okay, then say, well, let's meet up. She's going to tell you to get on a plane or she's going to tell you to fly her out. She's not going to fly herself out. She's going to leave it up to you to fly her out to see you. And then when you do, you're thinking, oh, it's nookie time. I'm about to get some nookie. No, you about to fly her out. You about to pay for her hotel because she's not going to stay with you. I'm just telling you, you're going to pay for her hotel. She's not going to stay with you. You better believe there are other people in that city to wherever she's going that she's already hooked up with, and letting them know that, hey, I'm in your city. We just seen a video like that on World Star. These girls going out to Atlanta to party, and the boyfriend was like, "Don't do it." She did it anyway. Yeah, there are other people in that city who she's gonna meet up with. You're not the only one. She's gonna spend 5 minutes with you, and then she's gonna bid you adieu after you fed her and you gave her a couple dollars extra and all that other good stuff. And she was super nice to you, super sweet to you, but she gave you a hug. She didn't give you a kiss. You tried to squeeze the booty. She almost knocked you out. Look, there's no chance you're getting in those draws. You're not busting anything but a grape. It's just not going to happen. So if you spend a bunch of money and you're all hornied up, you better go watch a porn because it's not going to happen with this girl. And once you learn that hard lesson and you're out, a couple $1,000, then you know not to do it again. No, I'm not kidding you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not even halfway joking. If she wants you. If a woman wants you, you don't have to go through half of that. That's not true either. That's not true either. Because when it comes to women, especially younger women, you have to always understand that there are options. Younger women or beautiful women always have an option. Somebody's always trying to get between their legs. Even if she wants you, somebody else wants her. You can have a woman want you all day long, but you better believe somebody else is trying to crash that party. And she has that option. There's always going to be that option that somebody else will mate with that woman or will go through the act of mating with that woman. 100%. You can get a woman that want to smash with you immediately. I just did a video talking about how women just want to have sex, they don't want relationships. Women will smash you in a heartbeat. Listen, people, the misconception that men are the only perverts when it comes to both genders has been disproven. You finding out that it's women who are so perverted minded. Heck, we see the majority of these teachers who are knocking off these little boys. Okay, females. The majority of these teachers who are going to jail for knocking off high school, middle school students are females. So yeah, a woman can look at you and be like, "Yeah, I want it. Let's go." Well, here's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is, even if a woman does want you, for one, if she wants you and she wants to sleep with you, yeah, okay, you guys are gonna knock boots. Now, keeping that woman is a whole different issue. You ever run track? You ever try to run 100? Try to run as fast as you can in one straight line. You get up to a certain speed, and next thing you know, you can't run any faster. See, speed is easier to get than it is to keep. It's the same thing with a woman. It's easier to get. It's easier to get a woman than it is to keep one. If you don't know that, then you must be really, really young, like real young. You can get one to sleep with you. You can go right down Fifth Avenue and do that. They want to sleep with you. Go ahead. Yeah, you can get a woman to sleep with you. Me keeping her is my choice. No, it's not. It's not your choice. Women are in control of relationships. Men are in control. Women are in control of sex. Men are in control of relationships as far as going through marriage. That woman no longer wants to have sex with you. She'll cut you off and still live in your house and dare you to do something. Dare you. She'll give you no access to the she'll give you no access to the cookie whatsoever and will have you for a whole 3 4 years. You'll get none. This is happening right now. Women call this power, but they're being deceptive. That is not power. That is not power. Power is giving your man a nookie and then him going out and building you a whatever, fixing your car, bringing home the bacon. That's power. Power is not your man going out and begrudgingly doing all these things he's supposed to do and then coming home frustrated and not being able to get any, and then you don't want to get none. So he goes, you know, down the street and get some, and then you divorce him and take half of what he has. That's not power, that's stupidity, and it's also a sin, according to the scriptures. So you ladies are not being convinced that taking your power is keeping your legs closed. You're being convinced to sin against God and country. That's what you're being convinced to do. The Bible tells you not to do this. You're setting yourself up for prostitution. And this is why men go out and start knocking off prostitutes. Because their woman won't give them any sex after they did everything they're supposed to do. The real power is giving your man some sex. Give him exactly what he needs. Bro, you have no game. I have no game. You, you have no idea who you're talking to, but it's okay. And when I say game, I mean articulating information pertaining towards your goal. Well, here's the thing. Whoever you are, John Doe. Here's the thing. How old are you? How old are you, John? Mr. Anonymous? Because I have no game. How old are you? Fill us in on your game, Mr. John Doe. How old are you? Look, John, it's a good chance if I lived in your city, I'd probably knock somebody that you know. So you're not talking to somebody who has no game. You're talking to somebody who decided to get out of the game. Okay? Nah, bro. You talking all facts. Exactly. When you get to a certain age, you get out of the game because you realize that it's just a game. It's just a game, and when you think that you're playing the game, you realize that the game is playing you. See, time waits for no man. So the whole time you chasing these goofies, you could have had yourself a whole family. You could have had yourself a whole constructed family that is ordained by God and country. So you can chase your OnlyFans women if you want to, but you're not going to get any family out of that. You're not going to reproduce. You're not going to spread your seed anywhere off of that. And if you do get a child out of it, it's going to be a child out of wedlock. Go ahead, chase them, pay for it, pay for the coochie. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. You're going to pay for it one way or another. But if that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do it. But I'm telling you now, even if you get the boots, it's going to come out to be nothing. You're going to bust. So what? The value of that is little to nothing. Hell, it could be more of a headache than it is a benefit. You could fool around and have a child with somebody who's on OnlyFans. How do you think that's going to work when she has the child and then she goes right back on OnlyFans? Now your baby mother is on OnlyFans. You go ahead and drink that in. Your homeboys, your family, everybody you know, everybody you know knows your woman is on OnlyFans and she ain't in a bikini. As a matter of fact, she's on OnlyFans with another guy, and they're not playing tiddlywinks. No, no, no. Go get your OnlyFans woman. Go right ahead. Yeah, yeah. Because you're going to be one of those guys who's going to cry about it. You're literally going to be busted up in tears, John Doe. You're one of those guys who's going to be crying about it, and you're going to go on, YouTube crying about it. That's what you're going to do. Talking about how some OnlyFans chick did you wrong. She's on OnlyFans. Meaning anybody who wants to pay to see the coochie will, and she'll show it to them. And she's going to do more and more according to how much she's getting paid. She's going to be coaxed to do more and more activity because her paycheck on everything she does is going up and up and up. Next thing you know, she's got her ass in the air and there's 3 guys knocking her out. This is your baby mama. Congratulations. Now you got brothers by strangers. Your child got brothers and daughters by strangers, strange men who do not even support the child. And guess what she's gonna do because you're a simp? She's going to come to you and ask you to help support the other children. You can stop me when I'm wrong, Johnny Doe, because that's what's going to happen. She's going to ask you for support for those other children. She's going to make a big deal out of it if you come over there and you buy your kid Christmas presents, but don't buy the other 2 bastards Christmas presents. Stop me when I'm wrong. And then she's going to make it hard on you to see your little girl. You're not going to be able to see your little girl when you want to. She's going to drag you through the court system. They're going to take whatever money they can from you. And if you don't pay them, they're going to throw you in jail until you pay them. And if you pay her off record, they're just going to say, that's a gift. You still owe the child support system. And then when you finally do get to see your little girl, it's going to be a year or 2 before you even get to see her again. And she's just not going to know you as her father like she should. Hell, she might even not like you, saying that you weren't there. You might go through something like that, and that's going to hurt even worse. And those 2 stepbrothers, they're going to get old with her. Once they all hit puberty, guess what's going to happen? Well, you have no idea who you're talking to. None. None. You are just unaware. This is why the Bible says there is no young wise man. All right? So yeah, do what you want. Like I said, there are people who want to be scammed because they're lonely. There are people who are being scammed because they're ignorant. And a scam artist comes in all shapes and fashions. But this particular topic is about females who are scamming you. Sex is powerful. If you're not getting it and you're young, you want it. So if you think you can get it, you're going to pay for it in some shape, form, or fashion. Well, I'm just telling you to be careful because you're going to end up with a bunch of zeros and nothing in front of that if you keep messing around online on social media, because these girls are just out to scam you. They really are. For the woman who is actually interested in you, like this guy hopes some OnlyFans girl would be. For the woman that's actually interested in you, I would not say to go online looking for someone who's interested in you. But if you do go online, look for somebody who's interested in you, do not pay for their flight to come see you. The hell, don't pay for their bus ticket. Not unless you've been talking to them for a long time. And you can validate that this person is legitimately interested in you. Hell, I say if you're going to do that, don't pay for their flight, pay for your flight. If you think this woman's really interested in seeing you, do not pay for her flight, pay for your own flight. Catch a flight, go to San Diego. That's where she's at. Boom. Touchdown in San Diego. Grab yourself a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Rent yourself a car. You know, that's going to cost you, you know what? You know, that's a $500. That's $600. Okay, boom. $600 all day. 700, maybe a grand. You got that. I ain't worried about that. You'll make that back. You go ahead and spend the grand. Then all you are out is a grand. Hold on, I gotta put my glasses on. You see what I mean? Then all you're out is a grand. No big deal. A shameless woman will be. I didn't even know you guys were commenting again. I'm sorry. What up, D Does, my dude? A shameless woman will be counted as a dog, right? Meaning most high won't accept her in the kingdom. Some of them are too far gone in their minds and can't be saved. This is very true. Don't sleep on. That's right. Don't sleep on me. shoot, shoot. I got my body count is ridiculous, and I stopped. All right, you have no idea. Shoot. Listen, I wasn't always 53. All right, you're giving bad advice and not telling the truth. Well, once again, this is YouTube. You have every opportunity to go onto your channel and tell people what your truth is. But, you know, take the risk. Jump in. Go ahead. Get on OnlyFans and get a girlfriend. Get a wife out of it. That's true. It's all a waste of time. Yeah. Jumping on only groupies is lame. Yeah, but this guy is telling me you're telling people it's okay to buy OnlyFans. No, I am not. Just to see a woman when you can't talk to the woman. I'm all right. Hold on, I gotta go blow my nose. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Oh, the knees, baby, the knees. Got them, baby. Okay, so I'm telling. I mean, I need to read that again. I'm giving people advice. uh, Let me read this again. You're telling people it's okay to buy OnlyFans just to see a woman when you can talk to the woman. When I can't talk to the woman, is that what you want to say? Okay. What I was, thank you for the cash app, for the super chat. Okay, what I'm telling you is OnlyFans is set up so if you want to see a picture or a movie of a particular female then you can go ahead and pay whatever amount that it is that she's asking, and you can see the picture or the movie of this female. I'm telling you that that is a trade. It's not good advice or bad advice. It is an actual trade. Okay, ordained by the country. Okay, there's taxes and everything involved in that. And as an adult, if that's what you choose to do, then that is completely on you. But if you think that the outcome is that you're going to hook up with this female, and or you're going to start heavily dating this woman and then have this whole fairy tale of a relationship, I'm telling you the chances of that are slim and none. Now you can take that how you want to. You don't understand when. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with what you guys are putting down here, so I'm sorry if I'm a little slow. I don't understand when I was a young man. Oh, I didn't understand when I was. Yeah, I figured it out at about 40. Thank you. Shout out to the late bloomers. Right, right. Yeah, you figured it out. Yeah, I'm not a lame. I'm not a lame in that when it comes to, getting them draws. I'm not lame when it comes to that. I just don't want to be in the game anymore. You know what I'm saying? And once you hit 40, you figure out what the game is. A good woman is rare. Yeah, a good woman is rare. If you find one, keep her. Yes. Be a leader. Stay sober minded, and she will follow your example. And yes. Now, I ain't saying that there ain't no good woman out there, because that is just not even true. You know, there are great women out there. And if you do find one, you better hold on. Oh, man, you better hold on. That's not game. That's being thirsty and insecure. Yeah, but I'm neither. What's up, Tom? What up? What up, Thomas? Yeah, hope all is well. Yeah, man, all is peace right now, man. How you doing? Bro, you too woke up. Nah, no, I'm tired. I'm not too woke. I'm tired. That's what the game does to you. It wears you out. It wears you thin. You don't even listen. I told this one woman, I said, listen, I want to take you out just so I could look at you. She's like, I got a man. I said, we can bring him too. You don't understand the value that you get out of a woman is diminishing. You ever heard of the law of diminishing returns? Yeah, I don't even want to get all mathematical with you, but there is it's a business term. It's the law of diminishing returns, meaning you keep trying to get something out of something that the value just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. Now, when it comes to a woman, we're not talking about somebody who is actually building with you. We're not talking about a valuable woman. We're not talking about a valuable relationship. We're talking about a woman that you don't know. We're talking about a woman that you're trying to get to know. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about how many attempts you're making just to get to know a woman that's worth knowing. There is a law of diminishing returns in that. Plus, the effort put into that goes down more and more and more and more the older that you get. You don't get it. Listen, look at my face. I ain't had a haircut in what, a week or two or whatever. You know how often I actually go to the barber? About once every 2 years. My neighbor, young guy, like 25, you know how often he goes to the barber? About once every 2 weeks. Why? Because he has to keep up appearances. Even though he has a wife and two kids. But nonetheless, he still has to keep. I do not. I do not even care. If you seen my video just a couple of weeks ago, my hair was out to here. I ain't cut my hair in the longest time. I actually missed that whole. I'm just saying you have to understand the effort put in, once you hit 40, the effort you try to put in to getting one of these females, it just goes because you realize what you're going to get out of it. It's just not worth the effort. There is a law in diminishing returns. You can't control no woman. So, well, this is very true. Yeah, no, you can't control women. Some men have no standards. Some men have no. You guys are making a lot of comments, and I'm reading them, but I'm trying to get to each comment to show respect to the comment. Some people have no standards in honor. They will get with a woman who eats pork, shellfish, takes vaccines, and, uh, but you have to really get to know a woman before you even know she's doing all that, except for the eating part. Has fertility, has what? I don't know what that word is. Male friends, and says she accepted if she had a son who's fruity. Oh, fruity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Has gay male friends. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, oh. I ain't got nothing against homosexuals, but don't bring that to my house. Oh, don't. Oh no. Don't do that. Not over here. Don't bring that around me. You can't speak on the Bible but condone lust. How many scriptures have I quoted in the Bible since we've been talking? Quite a few, haven't I? Yeah, you're just getting boring now. Not to mention, you're the one who wanted to go on OnlyFans, so yeah, get out of here with that. If you are a man, you need to be bold as a lion, where wear your honor like armor, and not negotiate with your principles. This is true. What are your principles? The law of yep, the commandments, and there's more than 10. But good luck. I won't control you. Just challenge your theory. You're okay. Just need work. Yeah. Good luck with your OnlyFans, bud. Yes. For 20 years, I paid CS for 20 years, 100 weekly. After the termination, my CS case. Oh yeah, my daughter. Yeah, child support. My daughter and her mother disowned me. 100%. 100%. Thank you for the $5. 100%. Yeah, see what you don't want to do is go out here and have children without God's plan involved. Let's just do it like that. You don't want to go out here. You just don't. When you step outside of the will of God, you're just in trouble. You see all these movie stars who got these kids and have all these child support cases. You see all these rich people who are getting, but listen, the divorce rate is 50%, 51%. There's a 51% that the chance that you're going to get divorced, and there's an 80% chance that it's the woman who's going to leave you. Why? One of the reasons is the feminist movement. Women think they have power between their legs when they keep it to themselves. Especially when they marry you and then decide they're not going to give you any sex until you do all these crazy things that a man should not even have to do. When they step outside of the laws of God, then that is not a woman who's benefiting you. That is a headache. And she's going to cost you. By the way, I know about women because I spent over 15 years as a certified pimp. You are not a certified pimp. And now who want look, just enjoy your life, buddy. Over 15 years as a certified. How do you become certified pimp? You have to mention that's nothing to brag on, and it's illegal and ungodly. So I don't know where you want to go, but nonetheless, so yeah, you got to be careful with dipping your stick into just any old, what I'm saying, in any old poon nanny, because yeah, it's like sex is the trap. But if, once you get out of bed, if that's all she offered you, that's good. If that's the only good that she had was sex, then you're in trouble. You're in a world of hurt. If she offers you more headache than she does peace, then you need to not even go anywhere near her. You need to cut her off quick. And listen, you ever had you ever had a relationship with somebody who only part of the relationship was good, and you knew that the part that was good did not equal the part that was bad? She was a 60-40. How many of you had 60-40 relationships? Or even worse, you had 80-20s. 80% of that relationship was horrible, 20% of it was good. But you stayed, and the worst came. Got locked up, got beat up, somebody got popped, you start fighting physically with her, your anger and emotions spilled over, and 5 showed up at the door and they came to get you. They didn't come to get her because they're going to believe her story. Yeah, how many of you been through stuff? See, if you haven't been through any of that, then yeah, you can talk all you want to. If you haven't made those mistakes, then you don't know what to look out for. Look, I could never be a drug dealer because I don't know how. It's a whole world that just doesn't interest me. Nonetheless, I know how to hustle. See, you know how to have sex with a woman just like we all do, but you don't know how to have a healthy relationship with one. Because most of your relationships, Mr. Pimp, are one sided. They're ungodly and immoral, and they're not worth having. What, for a fistful of dollars? You ever seen that movie? Look at the outcome. Look at the outcome of that movie. All right? I mean, come on. If it isn't adding up, then why do it? Especially once you get my age. You just don't do it. Yeah, I'd love to take you out. I got a man. I'll take him too. We can all eat. I just wanted to look at you because you're gorgeous. Yeah, buy us all dinner. Well, let's go out. Yeah, bro, I just wanted to stare at your woman. You don't mind, do you? No, go ahead and look at her. Absolutely. Bill's on me. You can call that simping all you want. I call that exhausted. But I still like to look and have a conversation with a beautiful woman. Some men are married to beautiful women and they know that this woman is a higher caliber than what they expected. They know there are average guys who are married to beautiful women. And this is not a beautiful, dumb woman. This is a beautiful, smart woman handling her business, not cheating on her man, not out here doing anything. But the simple fact that she is beautiful will always bring somebody else interested in her. And this guy knows it because he's a guy. We appreciate beauty. So somebody's going to be hitting on her all the time. He can't go out and start swinging a bat every 5 minutes. He married her. He's like, I got, this is the area, this is what it comes with. Steph Curry's wife was pushed aside by some random chicks trying to get to Steph Curry. And she was like, well, wait a minute here. And they said to her, you knew what you were getting into. You married a top 2% man. Top 2%. A good looking man, and he's tall, and he's famous. This is what you married. You married a famous man, for one, who makes in the top 2%. And if you want to say in the black community, that even goes down to like top 0.02%. And he's an attractive man. And he's a good father. This is what you married. This is what you married. In a world where, and when it comes to African American people, there are 2 million women who outnumber the men. There are 2 million more women. And you think, and that's just the black women. We're not even gonna talk about the white women. And you think they're not gonna try to push you aside just to get to his gene pool. You're crazy. They'll push you, they'll run you right over. They'll step right on your face just to get his seed. And it's not, and you think it's to drag him into court and get child support. That's not always the case. They'll take you right off of him. You got on a show talking about how men don't look at you the same anymore. You got on that corny show with Underwood and Sharon Osbourne, who are arguing now, which I don't pay no mind to, and you stated that the men don't look at you. That why would you ever even do that? This guy bought you mansions. Your kids are financially secure in perpetuity of their life. And you got on her talking about other men. I mean, if that doesn't hurt men all over the country, it just I don't know what else does. Read this comment. Tone, I've seen it, bro. Men negotiating with their principals just to get some sex from women. Sex is powerful, man. Only end up being in an unhealthy relationship where he something ends up beating her. Not worth it. No, sex is very powerful. Sex is controlling, it's manipulating, and females know this. I mean, all in the Bible, it talks about females who use their Samson and Delilah, Jezebel. Look at Ananias and Sapphira. I mean, look at the story of Ananias and Sapphira. It hurts my heart just to think about those two. Samson, I mean, he got simped. That's it. He got tired of fighting. He knew he couldn't be beat. And so they sent in some TNA. And he does what a lot of men do. They sleep with women and they tell their secrets. That's still true to form today. She probably fed him. She gave him some nookie. She was attractive. Why would he not think that he could finally, I went out, I fought wars, I won. Now I have a beautiful woman. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I fought for king and country. I deserve a beautiful woman. And all of a sudden, this beautiful woman, you think Delilah was the only woman that came into his life? No, there's probably others. But there was something about her. She is striking, strikingly beautiful. Sarah, when she was young, was it Abraham or Isaiah? One of them, when she was young, she was beautiful. These are some gorgeous women. Okay? So, yeah, they can, once they get in your bed, they get in your head. They'll sit there and tell you anything because look, there's all kind of science that goes with that. Once you bust, you're in that relaxed mode, and you're just you're like, oh shoot, man, the world can a hurricane can come through here, and I wouldn't give two damns, what happened right now. I'm good. You happy, you relaxed, you got this beautiful TNA in front of you. You're just like, I'm fight. I'm not doing nothing. I'm about to get me a cheeseburger, get me Netflix and chill again. And tell her all your secrets. You know? Look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z was like, shh, I ain't giving her half. Look at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was like, half? Remember, he used to make jokes about it. I'm not giving a woman half. What did he do? He found Nicole Murphy. He was like, half. Nicole Murphy, you haven't to look up Nicole Murphy. Just look at that woman and just imagine her 20 years ago. She bad now. Look at her 20 years ago. He had 5 kids with her. Shoot. Yeah, sex will get you. Some women in their 30s and above with the mentality and mindset of a teenager. Yeah, yeah, they are. Probably all down to all the, I don't know what that word is. The addictions. Addictions? Uh, they take their fries, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what the word addiction is. Huh. I don't know what that word is. You have to give me a definition of it. But I'm just saying, all these men, all these mighty men today, you know, Abraham was a simp, lost his backbone, and allowed Eve to, Adam, and allowed Eve to show him the wickedness. Okay, I'm about to correct you on that. Show him the wickedness of the world and lifestyle and other nations. Once he allowed her to do, he lost his order, and we all got cursed. Medications. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the way you spelt it was, I was just like, what is that? I don't know what that word. Medications. Okay. She looks better than women. Oh my God, she's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. And Eddie Murphy crumbled. Eddie Murphy's been married 3 times, and all of his women are just ridiculous. I mean, he's Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? But Adam, for one, uh, you said he was a simp, and I don't believe that whatsoever. For one, Adam and well, the way I understand it is, and I'm not about to have this big old Bible talk because it's just too much. For one, Adam is the way I understood it is that Eve was deceived by the serpent because the serpent was having sex with her. So we know this about men. If you can put down the D, you can get anything you want from a woman. If you can put it down, you can have a woman leave her everything behind. Kids, she won't care. An example of that, remember the white woman who put her 2 kids in a car and put them in the back seat and let that car roll into the river? Remember that? You know why she did it? The man she was dating said, I do not want kids. And she was like, that's it for me. You two, you got to go. And what she said, a black man did it. We've seen the church girl turn to the hoe. We've seen the Stepford wife on crack out. We Janice Dickinson or whatever her name is. She was out there getting busy with any trucker that was coming by. She was a high paid model, beautiful woman. She was out there letting truckers slam her. Just random guys running through her. So, according to the scriptures, I this is my understanding that Eve was sleeping with the serpent and was convinced by the serpent to, with the whole apple, and we know it was not an apple, and all this other stuff. So that's just what I believe. And Cain and Abel were only half brothers, and Cain killed Abel, and then he went to the city of Nod. So there's that. You and I can actually have that conversation one day if you want to schedule that, and we can open up the scriptures and go through it. D Dubs, that's fine. And if anybody wants to join, we'll go live and do it. And yeah, we can do some interpretations of the scriptures. That's fine with me. So we can get a better understanding. So I don't mind that at all. I'm really no teacher on the scriptures, but I read the Bible every day and try to get an understanding to myself. And when somebody asks me anything like this, I say this is the way I understood it. So there, that is. You said anything else? Yeah, Nicole is ridiculous, but I'm saying that it's easy. Samson and Delilah. Okay, in the Bible, explains that Adam lost his backbone and his wife tempted the other nations, and their belief in the serpent was synonymous for the wickedness of the world. Like I said, you and I are going to have to pick a time that you're available, and we're going to go through this. I really should go to Pittsburgh today, and we're going to have to go through the scriptures. I really should go to Pittsburgh. I should go to the art festival tonight. I don't know if I feel like driving 5 hours. It's going to be hard to get a hotel. Let's see, if I left now, I get there by 1. I'll just be too tired. I get too tired, man. Same thing is happening today with men having no order and being a leader in the relationship, so-called celebrities and normal everyday people. This is true. I mean, let's take Kanye West, who is a $6 billion man. This is his net worth, 6 point something $1 billion. Why is Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, like, I don't really care about them, but I care about what they do to the public, because the Kardashians to me are just not. I I would never suggest somebody watch the Kardashians. Watch them do anything, because their life is marred in murder mysteries and all kind of scandal that is just unhealthy for any human being. Like, I would tell anyone, stay the hell away from them. Uh, I guess not, unless you're going to do some type of business with them, because they're not bad at business. I mean, they're good at that. One of them's a billionaire. Chloe, right? One of them is a bit. I don't know. I don't watch them. But when you look at this and looking at it through biblical eyes, you're going, for one, they should not get divorced, but for two, they should have never got married. Because if you look at the book of Romans, it talks about how if a man marries a wife, that's his wife until the man dies. This woman has been married, what, 4 or 5 times? So that would make every man who marries her after the first one an adulterer. Like there is so much biblical when telling this is true. Women are naturally tempted by trying to, yeah, flashy things of the world, just like Eve. 100%. When you look at, anybody, but especially some of these superstars who are leading the nation, like, people are getting their advice from this people. Like, Kim Kardashian was helping people get free, going to the president and talking to the president. This is not an ordinary woman. This is not just, some everyday chick you can walk up and talk to. This is somebody who was talking to the president and got a black woman free who was about to do 20 years in jail. Okay? This is who you're talking to. This is the most popular female on the planet. On the planet. Kim Kardashian is the most popular female on the planet. Okay? She got 80 million from a video game. Like when you talk about her numbers, they're just ridiculous. From a video game, just her voice or image on a video game, 80 million. Tone really when you are intimate. Man, you are supposed to make you hire your wife. This is well, you're supposed to do that before you're intimate. Nothing wrong with being intimate with a woman, but once you have to marry her. Well, there's actually it's the other way around. Only she can leave, but you cannot leave her. Well, that's not true. You can leave her. Now you're talking about something that's emotional. Or you can leave her. You know what I'm saying? It's true. And also before you are intimate. Yeah. Or you can leave that woman, but if you really, if you fell in love with her, it's going to be harder. Money is nothing in the eyes of God, neither is worldly stuff. 100%. Well, let me not say 100% because money is something in the eyes of God. And there's examples of this. The book of Job. So in my eyes, I view her like anybody else. Okay, well, you can do that. You can do that. You can view Kim Kardashian as anybody else. But here's the thing. It's always a thing, right? Can you walk up to Kim Kardashian and have a conversation with her? No. She's well protected. She has security around her, especially after she got robbed in Paris. No, you can't. If you wanted to do business with Kim Kardashian, can you casually give her a call and say, hey, I want to do business with you? Absolutely not. There's a whole chain of people you'd have to go through just to get to her, and you probably wouldn't even get close to her. So to say that, you view her like everyone else, it all depends on what you're trying to get out of viewing her. If you're saying, oh, she's just a person on a planet. Okay, that's fine. That's a very casual statement and a very casual way of looking at her. So what? She has money. Kim Kardashian does not only have money, she has power, which is what I illustrated when she talked to the president. She is the most influential woman on the planet. There is a difference between her and your everyday person. I wouldn't want to talk, but that's a choice. What I'm speaking about is all facts. Now you're talking about choice. If the reason for me wanting to know her, she has nothing to. Okay, but see, that's a personal choice. I'm separating the facts from what I feel. Yeah, I don't want anything from her either. I want absolutely nothing to do with her. But the fact is that she has all these amenities when it comes to her moniker. That's what I'm saying. So she's not like your next door neighbor. You knock on the door, talk to your next door neighbor. That's not what she is. And she's not like a Paris Hilton. Good chance you can get pretty close to Paris Hilton and start a conversation in some kind of shape, form, or fashion. Kim Kardashian, no. Not even close. So, yeah, there's that. Uh, I guess what I'm trying to say when it came to Kim and her late husband, Kanye West, is that these two are leaders in the musical industry. They are celebrities, so people look up to them. I look up to Kanye West in his ability to create. You know what I mean? Him being a billionaire doesn't surprise me at all. So I look at his ability to create, his going to art school, his constant demand to be better. I admire that about Kanye West. Love his music, his ability to create beats. Love that about Kanye West. Kanye West has foresight that even, okay, have you ever heard of Black Star? the two groups from Black Star, the two guys from Black Star, they would have Kanye West open for them, and Kanye West was already talking Talib Kweli. He said that Kanye West was already talking about his second album before he even put out an album. Kanye West has great foresight. He can see what he wants and he has the ability to make it happen. And now he has a financial means to do it. But Kanye West learned how to create beats literally in a basement. He used to sell knives. Okay? A guy taught him how to use XLRs and plugins that you can now just download. He was using the real thing in creating sound. That's how he came up. And once people start hearing him make these beats, they started hiring him. Once they started hiring him, he was like, I can rap too. They said, we don't want you to rap. We just want these dynamite beats. He said, fine. Then he went ahead and made his own album, so on and so forth. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. That's 100%. But what I'm trying to say that these two have a lot of power when it comes to just being visual. They're very visual people. They have a lot of power and they can steer people wrong very quickly. Very quickly. If you're paying attention to them, I don't pay attention to them that much. Although I will listen to Kanye's beats every now and then. I just love them. You know what I'm saying? He had two albums that I still listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So there is a lot to do with those two that is just 100% ungodly. But nonetheless, people watch them because they're two of the most popular people on the planet. She's the most popular female. You may not want nothing to do with her, but you still can't deny the facts. When she wants to break the internet, she takes off all her clothes, and she was still doing this when she was married. She would take off all her clothes and then bang, take a picture and put it up on the internet. Show her derriere, take a picture, put it up on the internet. This is the reason why Kanye is like, I had enough. Because Kanye is now a Christian. I mean, drink that in. Because all this other stuff he was talking about before, he no longer does that. He's now a Christian. I mean, it's pretty heavy of what's going on with Kanye West right now. He's changing a lot of things. But can lead you in a direction that you don't want to go. And Kanye finally got woke. And they actually interviewed him and said, people are saying you're turning your back on hip hop. He was like, I'm turning my back on senseless spending. I'm turning my back on killing each other. I'm turning my back on a lot of the stuff that's destroying the community. He's like, you're absolutely right. I'm turning my back on all of it. Then he went and bought himself a bunch of land in a place that's way out in the middle of nowhere. Kanye knew what he was getting himself into. I don't think he did wholeheartedly. Not all of it. Should have chose his mother and got with a woman from his own nation. Well, there's no doubt about that. People are still saying that the mother was some kind of sacrifice. I don't know anything about that. I'm not that deep into it. The example I was given is these two are now divorced simply because Kanye West said, he told his wife, I'm on a journey. And she said, listen, just because you're on that journey doesn't mean that I am. When she made that statement, that was grounds for divorce. That was it. She said, you're on that journey. I am not. This is not the way a husband and wife is supposed to be. And this is because the journey that they began on was unholy. Now Kanye wants to be a Christian and ride around in a whole jet full of people talking about Jesus walks. And his wife is deciding, boom, I'm out for the fifth time. I'm done. This is the most popular woman on the planet. and a good looking one. I'm out. You got 4 kids by her. I'm out. You're at $6 billion. I'm gone. This is the examples that's being put in front of our face. You better believe he's about to come off of a whole bunch of money. He's at 6 billion. Heck, shoot. Some of his net worth is actually wrapped up in her. Those the clothing that they made for her, that's part of his net worth. She's going to get half of that, and it's like $125 million that he made from her clothing and stuff. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm saying that women can mislead you, and then when you finally are woken up to what's going on, it financially it's too late. You have 4 kids, it's too late. You have investment, it's too late. It's like, why even go down that road? Not to mention the way God is looking at it, you're still an adulterer because you were with a woman who was married before. Listen, Kim Kardashian didn't get divorced from those guys because of unchastity reason, meaning their husbands cheated on her. That isn't why she got divorced. They would just get married and didn't have irreconcilable differences. Boom, divorce. The way this world is set up, as far as marriage is a whole lie. It has nothing to do with the scriptures. I mean, it's actually a scam because the divorce lawyers in the courts are making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of these divorces, just off of just the average divorce. When you listen to Ari Spears talking about divorce, he was talking about how the man has to pay the divorce lawyer, the woman does not. I'm just saying, I can go on further talking about Kanye West and his situation, and I'm simply bringing him up because, like I said, they're two of the most popular people on the. Well, she is the most popular woman on the planet, which is a feat in itself, and so they are the most popular couple on the planet. Listen, they're more popular than the president. The Kardashians are more popular than each president. I mean, just drink that in. They're more popular than the president. More people on the earth know the Kardashians than they do the president of the United States. And this is a woman who has had 4 or 5 different marriages and came up off of a sex video. And she's tied to the OJ case. For those of you who don't know that, Kim Kardashian's father was the lawyer, one of the lawyers in the OJ case. Him and Johnny Cochran. And they're both dead. Both gone. OJ's still here. There's a lot going on right there to unpack. Anyways, does anybody have any questions for me or anything else they want to say? Give me a break, please. No thanks, I'm out. Oh, well, okay. What was going on here? He knew what he was getting into. Listen to men. Stick to your own. Don't be and have backbone. Ephesians. Strong soldiers. Strength and love. Scripture is for us, by us, and written by our ancestors. Be peace. Okay? Give me a break. No thanks. I'm out. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. One person was quoting the scriptures. I don't know if they were talking to each other publicly in PR. When you're your own PR company, you can say and multiply the news and media to the power of suggest. Oh. Okay. True, they use witchcraft. Okay. She's saying she's not on the journey because come from 2 different nations. You cannot. No, that isn't why. She wasn't saying she was on a journey because Kanye West was upset And I don't want to make this whole thing about Kanye West. I just wanted to bring up some points about the relationship and about how misleading it is. But I'll just say this last thing. She's not on a journey because she's from this nation. You cannot turn a woman from other nations and natural dogs into housewife. And I know where you're getting all this from because the book of and David was told not to sleep with women from other nations. And the reason why is because those women who are were from those nations did not worship the one and only true God. So when you bring someone in other words, they were not equally yoked. So when you bring somebody into your house who is not equally yoked or does not believe as you do, then there is conflict. But nonetheless, there's also scriptures that talk about how you can make someone equally yoked if you're, if you're praying for them and so on and so forth. But anyways, so I just wanted to cover this topic and about scams and so on and so forth. And yeah, you guys be careful out there. Don't let the punani fool you. And for you ladies, don't let the D get you. You know what I'm saying? Because it will. The D has gotten a lot of you ladies into some financial trouble. It's gotten a lot of ladies into a lot of heartbreak. A lot of you women. I know this one situation, right? I didn't do it. This guy. Okay, so this woman was a virgin until she was like 30. You know, and I personally know her because I dated her girlfriend, right? And yeah, scams. And I dated her girlfriend, right? And I was like, she's still a virgin. She was like, yeah. I was like, what is she? She's like 30. I was like, what's she waiting on? She's like, oh, I don't know. So she meets this guy at a club. Light skinned dude, gave her the light skinned face. She dark skinned woman with great body and everything. So she's just average looking though, but she had a mean body. Anyway, so dude hits her with the light skinned face, and she's like, I'm in, let's go. You know. And he does the dirty deed with her, and then he was out. He had no intentions on being her man, and that was that. Every time, as a matter of fact, he went and got a girlfriend after that. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and chill with this other girl. Every time she saw this man at the club, she would meet him on the dance floor. She didn't care he was with and just yell at him at the top of her lungs. Just go off on him and make this whole scene of blah, 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 blah. He never promised you anything. You gave somebody the goods that wasn't going to be your husband. You didn't ask for anything permanent out of him. You wanted the D. You went to the wrong place for the wrong thing, and that's what you got. And she did that to him for years. Every time she saw him, she would just go off on him for years. I mean, can you imagine that? Like, guys, be careful what you do. It might not, it might be good for, a few minutes, but it might bring you a whole world of hurt. Like I said, when you step outside the will of God, it's all bad. It is a bad deal. Yeah, so be careful out there, guys. And as far as the scams, don't give anybody any money. OnlyFans is different. OnlyFans is letting you know you have to pay me to see the cooch. Uh, a lot of these other operations online are not, they're not doing that. And a lot of them are actually men. Oh, she was crushed. She was crushed. I mean, this is a good looking guy. So he just went to the same club, gave somebody else the light skinned face, and that was that. And kept moving. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Are you a woman? I'm just saying that's something a woman would say. Are you a woman? House of Silva? And that's okay if you are. I just like to know who I'm addressing. No, that wasn't spiteful what he did. Spiteful would be uh, sleeping with her and telling her something that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I'm gonna be your man. Give me some loving. And then him like, psych, April Fools. I was a prank. It's his intentions were not good. Well, that no. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I could. He could have gone to another woman with the same interest in it. And oh, okay. So listen. You ever been to a club? Like I said, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. Okay, you're a woman, aren't you? You're a woman, right? House of Silver. Okay. You ever been to the club, House of Silver? You ever been to the club? Out there, getting it, you and your homegirl, uh, breaking it down, you know what I'm saying? Looking around to see who's looking at you. Yeah, you've been there, you know what I'm saying? See the one person who catches your eye, you're like, oh, he looking at, then you start doing your thing and letting it be known that you're receptive. Yeah, and then he comes over and y'all get the conversation, and you then leads to phone numbers, leads to yeah, leads to some food, then leads to the bed. We adults, we're consenting adults. Yeah, I thought you were London. Yes, yeah, you're a DJ. So we adults. So you live in the club. We adults led to some booty grinding, led to some food, led to the bedroom. Y'all getting it on, doing the horizontal bump, and it is what it is. Nobody's promising anybody anything. He ain't saying, "Oh, you my woman." You not saying, "Oh, you my man." Y'all just did the horny, and it's done. You get up, everything is cool. He leaves your crib. You hit the shower and get ready to go to work. Everything's everything. He might call you, he might not. You probably didn't even ask him to call you again. You just assume you're going to see him again. And he doesn't say he is or isn't going to be seen again. He just pills. But he's nice. He doesn't just say, like, thanks, grab his drawers and then hit the door. He's like, yo, it was cool. I enjoyed myself, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm about to go ahead. I got to be at work at so and so time. And he legitimately is getting up and going to work. But he doesn't give you any signal to say, we are now an item. You can get that signal. It doesn't matter if it's your interest. It doesn't matter. What matters is this is a very common theme in the club. As a matter of fact, this is why most people go to the club. You don't go to the club to meet a husband or a wife. Most people go to the club because they're horny. And they know they can meet the opposite sex, and in some cases the same sex, and then go and have sex. And in some cases, have it right there in the club. What happened to that one girl last year? Dude banged her right there in the club. And she tried to say he took advantage of her. That isn't what I saw. She was filming the whole thing, and other people were too. He slipped right in her right there at the club. And she got to crying, and no, he didn't. You stood there and let him do it. You were horny, you were tipsy, you were shaking that tail feather, and he hit you with the magic mic, and it was over. And now you're trying to blame him on something he didn't do. He didn't do that. Now, you women are always doing that on the after fact. Once your feelings is all checked in. No. 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 I used to be Avid clubber. I go and listen to music, yeah. But I was also looking for the buns. Oh, come on now. I done knocked off way too many chicks and way too many and their friends. Nope. I didn't always look like this. Come on. I was 21 at one time too. They Oh yeah, it sounds disgusting. It sounds disgusting, but that's what's happening, DJ. Yeah, it sounds disgusting. Parking lot pimping, all them songs like that. Where do you think those songs came from? All these guys and all these women out here in the clubs and stuff that they're doing, what do you think they're doing after the club? The whole going to the after the town is after the party is the after party and after the listen to all those songs. They're all telling you the same thing. And you're the one that's playing the music. You don't listen to the music that you play, do you? You just play it. Oh, this song is good. We're gonna go have sex or whatever. And you're just playing it, thinking, it's nothing. There's spirits in everything. And definitely behind the music. And I'm guaranteeing that you're playing a song that advocates some type of sexual activity. So don't act like it's disgusting and you're the one who's playing the music. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh my God. People are having sex after the club because they got horny from listening to some music that you played. You ain't playing Christian music in the club. And the Lord loves you. Go home horny alone. Praise the Lord. And the Lord loves you. Go home horny and alone. Oh, yeah, get out of here. House music, too. Mm-hmm. People are getting all sweaty and everything in house music all night long. Yeah, I don't got it wrong. Don't get mad because I'm telling you the truth. Go listen to some of the lyrics and the music that you play. I ain't saying I don't know you. I know the club scene. I don't pretend to know you. I know the club scene. I know the horniness. Even in house music. I used to go all the way to Chicago to listen to house music. Throw that leg in the air and come down and split. Boom, 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 boom. Woman, I make house music. Well, you don't see. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When people don't know who they talking to, you got to educate people, and then they get upset when you tell them something that, when you give them some truths that transform. Okay, well, listen, listen, love, listen. I try to tell people I wasn't always 53. I wasn't always 53. But they don't believe you. They believe that you were born old. No. People, I've done it. I've done it. House music, yeah, house music can get you all worked up. Shoot. House music can get you horny in a minute. House music, well, house music is gospel music. So everybody is in there praying, huh? No! People are trying to get the bump and grind on. I got it wrong. I love how I got it wrong. Yeah, I do. Otherwise, I was like, you're not playing Christian music. Get out! You're not playing Christian. I'm done with you. You're not playing Christian music. You're playing music that is a good chance that people are going to get sweaty to. After all that energy, where do you think they're going to do with all that energy? It's the club. Ah, you just don't want to be. You just you. You get my association. Look, I'm not trying to put nothing on you. I can't speak for all people. But I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. There. Somebody's going to have some babies with in the name of House of Sylvia. Yeah, somebody going to have some little bambinos in the name of House of Sylvia. Where'd you meet her at? Oh, the House of Sylvia. Yeah, the DJ. Yep. We were at the club, and I saw her dancing. She saw me dancing, and then we were dancing. And is there some Reebok on some Nikes? Oh yeah, get out of here. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. I want some house music. God dang. House music get you all worked up. House music don't get a house music get them women wet more than one ways. Them chicks coming out them clothes. I used to dance to house music. Shoot, I know. Them chicks was gay, get sweaty, they coming out them clothes. All kind of stinking booty on the floor with house music. What you talking about? You know it. You know you up there playing. Knowing somebody about to get busy to it. Ain't not one word of God in not one. Ain't not one word of God coming out. Ain't nobody thinking about God going in the club. Listen, what time's the club open? Church hours? Go on, educate me. Who's the pastor? Come on, educate me. House music. House music. I play house music. So, nobody's horny when they're dancing to house music. And everybody's wholesome because, the word of God isn't get out of here. House music. I just love the zero accountability. You up there spinning at, whatever. Folks is knocking boots to it. And now you like, oh, I had nothing to do with it. I had I had absolutely nothing to do with it. I was just playing the music. I ain't make it. You digging in the crates. Ooh, I'm gonna play this song by everybody get up. This is you. It's you at the club. That's you. Hyping everybody out. That's you. Leader of a new school. That's you. Leading the whole crew. You. You're the one orchestrating the whole thing. You. That's you. Doing fancy things with the try to with the damn 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 with the damn. That's you. Tell me when I'm wrong. That's you. Everybody get up. That's you leading the whole crew. Talking about some you ain't doing nothing. You the one leading the whole damn thing. I love it. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just folks out in the car lot getting busy. Shoot, what being wasn't my panties that was falling down. I had my panties up the whole time, and my panties are still on when I got home. You walking past people getting busy in the parking lot right there in front of you. Act like it ain't never happened. Go ahead, tell me it's never happened. You want to tell me you've never seen that before? People in the back seat of the car outside of the club where you're DJing. Come on, go ahead, lie to me. Come on, tell me a story. Never happened, right? You know that's wrong. You probably seen it your doggone self, like, oh, oh my goodness, goodness me. Probably you're one of your friends. Probably one of your friends. You done snatched some girl out the back seat of somebody's car, aren't you? Sarah, what are you doing? No! Pull your pants up. Oh my goodness, I just didn't know what happened. Not to my knowledge. Okay, baby. I ain't gonna keep messing with you. You're just a lot of fun. My Why I Left Atlanta videos. Yeah, those videos got a lot of attention. And those videos got a lot of attention. Yeah, those videos got a lot of attention. Got a lot of hate too. But I made like 25 of them. Because at one time my YouTube just went skyrocketing. So I talked about my experience in Atlanta. And yeah, people are still watching those videos too. My Why I left Atlanta. As a matter of fact, it's my highest, most viewed video, the original one that I did right outside on my porch, just sitting out there talking about Atlanta. And now, the thing about it is I wanted to move back to Atlanta, but I didn't want to stay in the inside, I wanted to stay on the outside, out in Kennesaw. Why the hate? Well, people are from Atlanta. Good, Atlanta doesn't want you. I'm like, that's fine. People don't like when you talk about their city or bring up the reality that their city is getting it's getting bad. Bro, your city's getting bad. It's getting. I mean, if we look at what just happened a couple days ago in Atlanta, that is in Atlanta. Now, some of the stuff I brought up was talking about, pretty much, sex and HIV and, AIDS and homosexuality and things along that line. And I talked about those things because one, I had just finished my degree in health administration. And in health administration, you look up a lot of statistics, So, hold on a second. I just had a rock for a minute there. Okay. My bad. Where was we? Where was we? My bad. I'm sorry. Just some good came on. I just had to. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, in health administration, you look up a lot of statistics in the health field, and try to comprehend what can come next, and how to basically react to it. So I used Atlanta as an example. Now the homosexuality, I'm not a homosexual, so I did not run in those fields, and I had no experience with a homosexual just coming out of nowhere and saying anything to me. Matter of fact, I don't even remember meeting one in Atlanta. For the time I was there, I don't remember seeing that one homosexual. But now that's different. The homosexuality in the black community in Atlanta is huge, and the down low man is pretty much running rampant, and now people don't know who's who and who's sleeping with who. So you have women who are sleeping with men who are sleeping with men, and the women don't know it. Then you got fag hags, which are women who are chasing gay men just to turn them, uh, just to sleep with them because they want to sleep with the gay men. The fag hags. Uh, and, so there's all kind of mishigash going on there when it comes to sex and things along that, in that order in Atlanta, or all over the planet, pretty much. But Atlanta seems to be a hub of for black people, and a lot of things that are happening in the black community. Bad reports are coming out of Atlanta, so that's why I kept doing those videos, just giving some facts. Because the first video I did, I gave facts in the video. However, they were just based on my experience. So these are things that really happened, but happened while I was down there. The other videos were pretty much talking about things that are happening currently. So I got a lot of hate out of that. People saying I was gay. I'm like, I'm not gay. They're like, you're gay. I'm like, you got a mom or a sister or something? I can prove it. They were like, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, well, yes, it does, because gay men do not want anything to do with a female. Yeah, not gay. You know what I'm saying? Ask your mom or something like that. But I had to go there with some people. Some people are just ignorant. So there's a lot of confusion. Okay, baseline. Baseline. So there's a lot of just stuff that came out of the wildlife. You heard about the small shooting. The small shootings. I like the house music. The small shootings. I had talked about those earlier. Now the police are saying that the guy had a bad day. This is how they summed it up. He knocks off 8 people and he had a bad day. He went to 3 different locations and knocked off 8 people. 6 of them were Asian, and that's a bad day. That's a bad day. That does not sound like a bad day to you. A bad day, I slipped down the stairs. That's a bad day. Hurt my back. That's a bad day to me. A bad day, I got into a car accident. Fender bender. A bad day, I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? Got in an argument with my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? My girl left me. Those are all equivalent to my bad days. Their bad day, you knock off 8 people. Just go to 3 different spas and knock off 8 people. And why spas? Because Asians work there. It was 100% a hate crime, and they're trying to say that it's not a hate crime, and it's exactly what in the hell it is. It's a hate crime. Yeah, he knocked off 8 people, and look at Dylan Roof did the same thing, and they took him to Burger King before they put him in jail, and then called him a lone wolf. Oh, he's a lone wolf. Dylan Roof's a lone. See, when they do stuff, it's a lone wolf. If somebody from out of the country does it, they're in some kind of organization. If a black person does it, it's Black Lives Matter did it. and there's some kind of, horrible organization. White people do it. He had a bad day. And he's on his own. His beliefs are on his own. Oh, but no, see, because there was another Asian attack the next day. Except this lady attacked back. So, no, don't give me the whole. No, white people are upset at Asians. Black people are upset at Asians. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're upset at Asians. People are dying all over the planet. Millions of people. And Donald Trump said Asia is the one who did it. They said China. So people are attacking people because they think they had something to do with it. And they didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. They're gonna keep attacking them. They're gonna keep attacking them. And the only way these people are not gonna get attacked is if they left. But they're not going to go nowhere. A lot of Asians were born here. But the thing about Asians is they can actually go to wherever their motherland is. They can return there like it's nothing. African Americans can't do that. I don't know where I'm from. I'm here. That's all I know. I can't say, I don't know where I'm from. I can't go back to wherever it is I'm from. Asians can do that. Asians can just, I think the whole attacks are. I think the attacks I can't say that the attacks are warranted, but I can say that they're expected. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I can't say that they're warranted because the individuals who are attacking other individuals are simply attacking these people out of association. They're not attacking them out of guilt. So if an Asian person goes and does something to someone and somebody attacks them, then you ask for it. You put that energy out there, boom. But the small group of Asians who were eating bats. Okay, for one, they still eat bats. But the ones who allow okay. The plague, the Black Plague, was a mixture of blood. It's the same thing that's happening now. The Black Plague did the same thing it's doing now. The same thing. So, the Black Plague was a mixture of a few variables. I can think of four major ones, but of course, there's a lot more. One, it had two different types of blood type that mixed together, and that was and once it got in the human blood, it just made our blood cells go haywire and caused our lymph nodes to swell up. And, you have 15 lymph nodes, I think, in the body. So you had pig's blood and you had rats. So a lot of that happened because of seafaring brigands. So you had Europeans who were spending a lot of time on boats. If you're on any boat, you know that one of the animals that are constantly on ships is a rat. Rats are everywhere. All right. So these rats, you usually don't exterminate them, especially back in the day. Usually, they just were there until they weren't. So rat's blood mixed with pig's blood. Why the pig? Because they use them for food. Okay? So you had rats and pig's blood. You're on open sea, yada, yada, anything happen. Well, what is also out there? Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes were the carrier. So once those brigands would come ashore, to the Americas, to or any pretty much continent, they bring along with them the mixture of blood that was on the ship. Okay, and then a mosquito, which likes blood, would be from that whatever land that they touched down on, would suck up the blood, and then would go and then boom, bite a human. And that's how the Black Plague started. People thought it was God punishment. People thought that's why you had those people with the mask and the holy folks, and then they would go along and punish themselves. They were doing that. And they were beating themselves with whips. They did that to try to convince God. Well, they were sacrificing themselves and try to convince God to stop the Black Plague. So they would do this all through their cities. They would beat themselves and try to say, if we do this, then God will stop this. Had nothing to do with it. The Roman Empire was eaten out by the Black Plague and starvation. It's simply because the Black Plague would follow along the roadsides anywhere where humans travel. So where humans are, mosquitoes are. So mosquitoes want your blood just like anything else. So they would come along and try to take your blood, and then they would bite you, and then boom, Black Plague inside of you. So that's how it happened. So, and at that time, the Roman Empire was 1 million strong. So the Black Plague would just come along the roadsides, and then once it got into the population of, Rome, then that was pretty much it. It started wiping people out. Plus, they were starving, and because they were starving because there was a wheat shortage, where they could not make bread, and that was because of the emperor who did not want to be emperor and left one of his friends in charge of being the emperor, who decided to cut off the wheat that was coming from neighboring countries and things along that end, and he was storing it up in the storehouse himself, just so he can one day say, hey, here's wheat, and then he can win pretty much an election of and then become the emperor. He was found out, he was stabbed, he was taken outside. He was found out, he was stabbed, he was taken outside, and the people tore him from limb to limb, literally. What's going on? So yeah, there's just a whole lot there. But Asians are being attacked because the same effect has taken place. Good video on the mutual funds. Thank you. I actually had more on that, but I didn't know if people actually wanted to talk about it. The mutual funds. I wanted to do. As a matter of fact, when I started that video, I had nobody watching. Because I've never done that before. Plus, I'm a novice when it comes to mutual funds. So I'm gonna do another video on it because I think it's just necessary that we start learning more about money, and I think we should talk more about money. And I'm learning more about mutual funds, and I'm trying to encourage people to get yourself one. Get yourself a mutual fund. So sorry about that. I keep knocking this down. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna do another one. I might do one today. I might do a video on that today. Those kind of videos, I really don't expect a lot of company. But it's information that I just want to put out there. I even, when I talked to my financial advisor, I actually wrote down a bunch of information that he was telling me. So I didn't take it lightly. And yeah, it's a little scrambled, but it's a bunch of information I was writing down while he was talking to me. And I just wanted to get that information out to people who are listening, because I just, like I said, I don't see, like I see, here's what I see people talking about. I see people talking about buying houses, but those people are in it for themselves. When they start talking about buying houses, I see a lot of people who are like, yeah, buy a house, and they're in it for themselves. And I'm not talking, and I know some people who are realtors. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about the videos that I've seen, the YouTube videos that I've seen. Um, and being in it for yourself is not a problem, but the information that is disseminated is not for everyone to pick up, digest, and go somewhere and use it. And like I said, I'm not talking about anybody in particular because I got one lady who listens, and I think that she thinks that I'm talking about her. And I'm really like, I'm not talking about you. I'm on YouTube every day. YouTube is a business to me. I'm on YouTube all the time. You know what time I get on YouTube? 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay? I get on Facebook at 4 o'clock in the morning as well because that's how I make my money. First thing I do is wake up and get on Facebook. I'm looking for bargains that I can go and buy something, and then sometimes somebody is waking me up trying to get a bargain. That's my life. 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when it all starts. And sometimes earlier. So I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I don't want to. But nonetheless, so I notice, like I said, a lot of times when a realtor is talking, they're talking about, how they can help you. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about how I can help you. I'm talking about simply how you can get help and help yourself. If, and I'm assuming that the majority of people I talk to have some kind of passive income. When I did a Why I Left Atlanta video, and I talked about passive income. I should have made it passive income, named it passive income. As a matter of fact, that's my next live video. I'm going to talk about passive income because it's important that people know that the money that they get in hand does not always have to leave their hand and with nothing coming back to their hand. If they see, when you talk to grown folks, we think that we know everything until we hear something that we don't know, and then we're stubborn, to accept the fact that somebody knows something that we don't, especially if they're not a profession in that field. But if somebody knows something that you don't and then it can help you, why not act on it? Why not? Like you said, you're going to implement it right away. Most people are not going to listen to me and do that. And that's fine with them. But the truth is that there's still money that you could have made off of listening to anybody who gave you the same advice that I did. It's your money. It's not my money. You're not hurting me. It's your money. So that's the next video that I'm going to do. I might do it this afternoon I'm going to do it live too. That way we can just talk about passive income because we need to just get that going on. Ways to make passive income. Everybody knows a way to make a passive income. It's a good chance that most of us are making passive incomes. If you're on YouTube with me for an hour, I'm assuming that you're not broke. If you have an hour to spend with me, you're not broke. And it's a good chance you have more than one income. Hell, YouTube might be one of your incomes. YouTube is one of my incomes. I get paid once every 3 months, meaning I don't make a lot. Because if you make over a certain amount, YouTube pays you every month. So I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. I don't even ask you guys for money. Notice I don't do that. Hey guys, I don't ask you guys to hit the like button. I don't ask for none of that. I just talk. This is the way I see that. If you guys like something and I tell you to hit the like button, it's kind of like not really true. Kind of like false. You might have just done it because I asked you to. But if you hit the like button and I don't ask you to, then I know you really like the video, which spurs me to do what? Talk more on that same content. Just it. Oh, you guys like this? I'll talk more about this. You know what I'm saying? If you guys give me money for a topic, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to go ahead and talk about that topic more. Everybody's money motivated. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I give you guys hours and hours of content that can easily be split up. At any rate, I see you need to give more advice like that. All right, so today I will give, matter of fact, I'm going to end this video. I don't know who's still here. And whoever's still, there's one person here. Do you have any question for me? Because if not, I'm going to stop the live and then I'm going to I'm gonna get some breakfast. I'm gonna get some oatmeal. I got some clothes I need to put in the dryer. I'm here. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? I'm gonna do the okay, so I'm gonna do the passive income video next after I eat. Because right now all I had is chips. So that's gonna be today. I might do it in the car too. You guys seem to like me more sitting in the car than anything. Uh, yeah, but I'll do a passive income, and we'll talk about that, and we'll just go over different ways to get money. We'll generate. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll cover that too, because generational wealth. Yeah, that's what it's basically gonna be along that line. Yeah, it's basically gonna be on money management. Now, I'm not going to call the banker up and yada yada yada. A lot of what I say, you guys probably heard some of it in my last video. But what I did not add in my last video was Roth IRAs. And the thing about Roth IRAs is, it's just a little, it's very convoluted. You got to be at a certain age. You got to make a certain amount, and you guys can look up a YouTube video on that. But I will talk about what I know about Roth IRAs. I didn't involve that in my last conversation. And I don't know the rate of a Roth IRA either, meaning I don't know a dividendal rate of the Roth IRA. But I know that they're worth getting if you can get one. If you can start putting your money into it. The thing about Roth IRAs is you have to know what you can do after you've done your taxes. You know what I'm saying? After you've done your taxes, and if you make, over a certain amount, like 80, 90,000, all the way up to 120,000. There's just different things that you can do with a Roth IRA, and depending how old you are. If you're 50, then you can start putting so much into a Roth IRA and so on and so forth. So there are just different levels to a Roth IRA, and that's one of the reasons why I'm talking about it, because it's so much. Uh, but So I'm gonna look up some information on that. I'm also gonna look up some information on PERS, and like I said, I did have a PERS when I worked for the state of Ohio for only 3 months, and my PERS came out to be about $496, somewhere in that line. I didn't even know I had it until somebody mentioned it and say, "Well, you're not working for them anymore, but you do have a PERS." So I worked for them as an intermittent, and you're so the state is paying you as an intermittent, and I made, I think, like $10 an hour or something like that. So I worked 40 hours a week. So if we just look at that and go, okay, you work 40 hours a week at $10 an hour, you start doing the math, and for 3 months, and this is what you got out of it. You got almost $500 out of it. If you can take those same numbers and plug it into somebody who's been working there uh, for a whole year at the same rate of $10 an hour without getting an incremental raise. So, well, no, so you wouldn't say a year, you would say 6 months. of a regular employee, because I think you get an incremental raise of like 50 cent, which basically covers your taxes in the long end, in the long run. So if you're getting an extra 50 cent, or whatever it is, you can start plugging those numbers and say, okay, so the real value at working for the state or the city, but I think it's more or less the state, your PERS value, your 401k, and so on and so forth. When you start plugging those numbers in, you're like, okay, this is your retirement fund right here. So you can use your PERS as a retirement fund. This is pretty much what it is, as a retirement fund. But if you don't work for the state or the government, and you no longer and you don't have access to that retirement fund, how am I going to make $500 in 3 months making $10 an hour? You see what I mean? So you're an entrepreneur, but you still want what a city or state or government worker has when it comes to secured funds after a certain amount of time, even 3 months. $500 in 3 months, a CD is not going to do that for you. There's no CD on the planet that's going to do that for you. You can forget it. The only thing that might do that for you is the stock market, which is what your PERS is going into. Your PERS is a fund that is matched by the state. You put in so much, the state puts in so much. So you get less on the front end, which is your paycheck, and that goes into a fund, then the state matches it. So the only way you're going to match the stride of somebody with a retirement plan like that is you have to take more risk. So your risk is going to come in, it can come in a few forms. But if you're looking at the stock market, that's going to be your risk. You have the opportunity to say, I'm going to take a low risk or high risk, and I'm going to either choose, or I'm going to let somebody choose for me. And that's what a lot of these entities come down to: mutual funds, penny stocks, all of those. It all equates to, do I want to take the risk, or do I want to give somebody else the permission to take the risk with my money? If you take the risk is higher, but the reward is higher. If you let somebody else take the risk, the risk is lower, but the reward is lower. So yeah, we're gonna get into that and break it down to my knowledge, and I'm hoping somebody comes on that knows more than me and says, they can all out say you're wrong, and I'm gonna say, give us the, bust us, get out, give us the news, because this is not me. Like, I'm not taking your money. I'm not asking you to give me money. This does not benefit me, other than a couple ticks on my YouTube, which, once again, every 3 months I get a check from them. That's not a lot of money, you know. Yeah. Money management is something I might even separate the two conversations, because even though they're both under the same, moniker, I have a brother. He cannot manage his money. And I talked to my sister about him, and she says he's always broke. And one day he got in a car accident, and he got paid $5,000. He took that $5,000 and went and bought two vehicles. One of them broke down on him immediately. The other one, he broke. He went and spun the wheels on it, busted it. Then he called me and asked me for money to get him an engine. And I told him no. Because when he got that money, before he got that $5,000, I told him, do not spend all that money. And he said, it's just $5,000. So money management starts here. You know what I'm saying? It pissed me off when he said that. because he's not going to get another $5,000. See, he thought that he was going to get more money from the insurance company. Not to mention, when do you just get handed $5,000? I know that you don't. You don't just get handed $5,000. You don't. Okay? I have another brother who is retired from the military. And when his YouTube channel was at its peak, he was making $7,000 a month on YouTube. He can say it's just $5,000. This guy travels back and forth to Brazil all the time. If he said it's just $5,000, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's just $5,000 because I know he makes a boatload of money. My other brother, he's always broke. He cannot make the statement, it's just $5,000. And then what'd he do? Turn around and start asking me for money. And I gave him a couple dollars and then I cut him off. And he got mad at me because I don't want to give him no more money. Because you said it's just $5,000. See, money management starts here. If your mind, like if he would have took that $5,000 and even though he isn't good at money management, and he knows that I like to save my money. If he would have said, what should I do with it? I'd have been like, boom, now you're talking. I'd have told him, give me $2,000. You give me $2,000 now at the end of the year, I'll pay it back to you, I'll give you four. You give me your $2,000, I'll give you four at the end of the year. That's 100% return. And I would have done it. He would have had to take that 2,000, the remaining of what he had, $3,000, and he could have bought himself a little hoopty to get around with. And if he was working or doing anything, getting his money some kind of other way, he'd live off of that. But you bought two pieces of junk. Well, one piece of junk and the other one you ruined. You ran it to death. So he has no money management skills at all. And he didn't even try. He did the total opposite of what I told him. So when he asked me for money, I told him no. And he wanted me to buy him another car, and I told him no. And he got upset at me because I told him no. And I told my sister, I said, you guys ask me for money, but you don't want to do what I tell you to. They don't want to listen. They're grown. They do not want to listen. My sister blew through $15,000. 15. I told her, I said, listen, don't do what you're about to do. She did it anyway and then called me and told me she was homeless. And I helped her, but I was like, I'm done with this. I told you not to do it. And she was like, she pretty much was like, I don't want to hear it. I said, okay, you're a grown woman. You're in your 40s. I'm done. Stop asking me for help. I'm like, you guys are not going to listen to me. I'm not going to keep giving you money if you're not going to listen to me. It's my money. I go out, get my back hurt for it. I'm not going to give it to you just because you're in my family. So money management starts in your mind. And if you don't have the mental capacity to even start some kind of savings, then anything I tell you is going to go right out the window. You can have all the passive income. You can have 3-4 streams of income, and all of them are stacking in your bank account, in your savings account, and you could use 2 of them to pay for your fixed costs. These are things you have to pay for: your rent, light, water, whatever. And then you can use half of the other stream of income to pay for any of your extra amenities or enjoyments, the gym, going out to eat, any of that. And you can have a 1.5 fixed cost just in savings. You can take half you can take half of the last fixed cost, or even the other half of the third fixed cost, and take that and throw it into a Roth IRA, or even better, throw it into a mutual fund. You can throw it into a passive mutual fund, a low risk passive mutual fund, or you can take it and throw it into a CD and leave it there for 5 years, and it will make money. You what? Me what? And it will make money. You see what I mean? But if you don't do these things, if you don't do these things, your bank account is not going to go up. Okay, so I'm gonna schedule the live to talk about this probably. Okay, I live in Ohio. I don't know where you guys live right now. It is 12:36. I'm gonna go on at about 1:30. I'm just gonna get something to eat, look around the internet for a minute. I'm gonna brush up on some. I'm gonna brush up on some of what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to come on and I'm gonna regurgitate some of what I already said. But we're just gonna talk money. We're gonna talk money. We're gonna see if you guys have any money. I'm not gonna ask you for how much money you got, but I'm gonna see if you have money. I'm gonna see if you have. But do you like? I want to know where your head is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you got money? And I ain't talking about the stimulus. See, the stimulus check is meant for you to go out in the economy and spend. But I'm telling you, if you already have money to go out in the economy and spend, take the check, throw it into something. Split it up. I mean, if you just want an added increment to your bank account, take 300 of it and keep it. Boom. You got your catharsis from your $300. I just got $300. I understand that feeling. Oh, I got $3 more $100 in the bank than I did before. I understand it 100%. But you have to understand, when I tell you to put it into something, that money's not going away from you. It's not like you don't have access to it. You're not giving it to somebody and getting nothing in return. You're not giving it away. If you go buy a pair of Jordans and you wear those Jordans that you went and bought cost you $200, and as soon as you start creasing them, the value of the Jordans depreciates. If you take those $200 Jordans and you hold on to those Jordans for 2 years, and then you sell those Jordans at $600, you made twice multiple on what you paid for those Jordans. That is making money. The other way is losing money. If you're dressing just for fashion, if you're buying something just for fashion, and you're just wearing it around town to show people you got on new clothes, it's a big so what after your first time you wear it. If you buy a $1,000 outfit, you take a picture of it, you put it on Instagram, you start getting likes, you start getting questions, on the outfit that you bought. You go somewhere and eat at a particular place, cost you a couple dollars. You take pictures of it, you put it on Instagram, you start getting followers. Now you're actually investing into a business. There's just a whole difference. There is a money management way of thinking. If I make these beats and just have these beats sitting up here and you guys listen to them every now and then, I'm not really making money off of them. But if I take these beats and then I put them in a platform where people can actually purchase them, now I'm making money off of it. You have to look at everything that you do in a money management, in a how can I make money off of all the time that I have, off of everything that I do. You can't just go and say it's just, $10, it's just $5, it's just $8, it's just $5,000. You cannot do that. Now, if my brother took that $5,000, buy himself 2 vehicles, Start posting those two vehicles on Instagram or on YouTube, and then talked about the vehicles in ad nauseum. What type of vehicle it is, how much did it cost him to get the vehicle, where did he get the vehicle, how he made the deal to get the vehicle, what are the benefits of the vehicle, who was the manufacturer of the vehicle, what did this vehicle cost when it was new, what is the depreciation value of the vehicle. That's a whole different thing. And then boom, the engine breaks down. And when the engine breaks down, how did the engine break down? How much is it going to cost for the engine to get repaired? Who's going to repair the engine? How did I get the money to repair the engine? If he went into details and made a series of videos on that one broken down car, he would make money on it. See, there's just money management starts here. So about 1:30 is when I'm going to go on, about 1:40 now, about 1:40, 1:45, I'm going to go on and we're going to just talk about money management and a bunch of other stuff, you guys. But right now I'm going to go get something to eat and I'll see you guys, let's say 1:45, all right? Like I said, I'm in Ohio, so 1:45 my time. I don't know where you guys are at, all right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.